On Global News Express, Tinubu declares state of emergency in Rivers State. In business, Nigerian government signed a strategic memorandum with China. On the foreign scene, Putin agrees to ceasefire on conditions. In sport, D Tigers set for Afro basketball qualifiers. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express and Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can download the Global Television mobile Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. And now to the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has declared a state of emergency in Rivers State following the protracted political crisis in the state. Tinubu made the proclamation during a nationwide broadcast suspending Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu and all the members of the State House of Assembly for a period of 6 months. The president nominated Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas, retired, as administrator to take charge of the affairs of the state for the first 6 months. The president relied on Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution as amended to make the proclamation. The section interprets a state of emergency as a situation of national danger, disaster or terrorist attacks in which a government suspends normal constitutional procedure to regain control. Suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has urged residents to remain calm following President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency and his temporary removal from office. In a statement personally signed and released, Fubara affirmed his commitment to upholding the rule of law despite the ongoing political turmoil. Fubara explained that his administration acted in good faith following President Tinubu's previous intervention, implementing agreed terms, including reinstatement commissioners who had resigned. Noting that his government promptly complied with the Supreme Court judgment in an effort to restore peace and normalcy in the state. The sole administrator of Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas, retired, spotted at the presidential villa where he met with President Bola Tinubu behind closed doors. Recall that upon the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State, Tinubu announced Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas to take charge of affairs in the state for 6 months. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has rejected the imposition of a state of emergency in Rivers State, declaring that President Bola Tinubu does not have the constitutional power to suspend the democratically elected governor of the state. In a statement, the PDP spokesman, Debo Ologunagba, says Tinubu's proclamation was in violation of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Debo says the unconstitutional declaration by President Tinubu of the suspension of democratically elected governor of Rivers State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara, and appointment of an unelected individual, Vice Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas, retired, to govern the state is a clear attack on our nation's democracy, an aberration of the vote and democratic right of the people of Rivers State to choose their leader under the Constitution. The Rivers State House of Assembly has endorsed President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in the state. This was contained in a statement issued by the Speaker of the House, Martin Amaewhule. Amaewhule says the Assembly would abide by the President's decision even though it was not what they had opted for. He said that the President had acted in the best interest of the country. 2 members of the House of Representatives, Maria Ebikaka and Blessing Amadi, engaged in a heated argument over the declaration of emergency rule in Rivers State by President Bola Tinubu. Ebikake and Amadi, who represent Brass Nembe Federal Constituency of Bayelsa and Port Harcourt, 2 Federal Constituency of Rivers State, respectively, started the argument few minutes before the commencement of the plenary. The 2 female lawmakers, alongside other members, were discussing the Rivers crisis when they suddenly started shouting and pointing fingers at each other. The Igbo Progressive Women have expressed concern over Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's action during the Inter-Parliamentary Union IPU meeting in New York, asserting that they have tarnished Nigerians' global image. In a statement by the president of the Igbo Progressive Women, Grace Ohambwenyi, emphasized the need to address the incident's impact on Nigerians' reputation, while the group has called for an investigation into our participation in the forum. The group questioned both the timing and the manner in which domestic issues were raised on an international platform. The federal government has taken steps to remove bureaucratic hurdles that have stalled private sector investments in key road projects for over a year. The move is part of measures aimed at unlocking significant infrastructure development under a public-private partnership framework. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Edun, disclosed this in an interview. Edun reaffirmed President Bola Tinubu's commitment to addressing Nigerians' $100 billion annual infrastructure deficit by mobilizing private capital. The Nigerian Senate has established a 9-member ad hoc committee to investigate the alleged illegal annexation of Nigerian territory by neighboring Cameroon. The decision follows a motion sponsored by Senator Anyekan Basi, who highlighted the loss of 16 ancestral communities and 2,560 oil wells in Akwa Ibom State due to a 2002 World Court judgment. Samuel Odi has the details.
The motion also highlighted that the illegal annexation violates multiple international agreements, with lawmakers advocating for a review of the ICJ judgment and calling for the matter to be reported to the United Nations.
Worry that the continued expansionist foreign policy of the Republic of Cameroon after independence of our country by illegal annexation and vigorous pursuit for the 16 villages of Nigerian mangrove islands, waters and oil constitute a breach of international laws and affronts of Nigeria's territorial integrity. And I'm report today, very historical, that there was a violation of nautical miles and the sovereignty of Nigeria. This can bring environmental disaster, it can affect revenue, it can cause economic problem, it can cause security damage.
In their contributions, senators from Cross River, Adamawa, and Ogun states equally drew the attention of the Senate to similar situations in their various states.
23 years ago has caused untold and unimaginable hardship to the people of Cross River State, specifically the people of Bakassi Island. And I think the situation in Bakassi, in the mangrove area, is also the same within Tongeji Island in the Kwa local government in Ogun State.
That we do have some military that are capable of protecting Nigeria's integrity. What is happening, Mr. President? Why our Navy, our military, why are they not there protecting our Nigerians?
Other lawmakers also expressed dismay over the implementation of the ICJ judgment, describing it as one-sided and called for a total review.
With that, Cameroon is still intruding into our territory. It's something that I consider very annoying.
Fight for land, nations fight for resources. And the Nigerian government must stand up and defend the people and the land and the territory that is in question. It's about our own people that we have not gone this far to protect the interests of our people treated in their own land.
Foreign countries coming in, over crossing its boundary, coming to our own nation to maltreat our people. This cannot be accepted.
So far, it's a clear violation of the rulings of the International Court of Justice and even the treaties that were entered into between Nigeria and Cameroon. So I think this is worth investigating. Our colleagues may wish to go further to even discuss with the Cameroonian counterparts on the implications of what they are doing, because we want to live in peace with our neighbors.
The lawmakers thereafter resolved the Senator Jimoh Ibrahim-led committee to urge President Bola Tinubu to take immediate steps to safeguard Nigerians' territorial waters, including securing over 2,560 oil wells identified within the dispute Mangrove Island in Akwa Ibom State. Samuel Odi reporting for Global Television News.
The president of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Staff Union Association of Nigeria, PENGATSEN, Festus Osifo, has demanded that Sterling Oil and Gas Company must disengage the over 10,000 Indian expatriates currently employed at the company and replace them with qualified Nigerians seeking job opportunities in the oil and gas industry. Our correspondent Ramsey Enoch reports.
The PENGATSEN president, during a press briefing in Abuja, alleged that these practices were designed to get around Nigerian labor laws, which require companies to prioritize Nigerian workers unless there is a clear and substantiated shortage of local skills. Osifo explained that the primary issue lies in the fact that these expatriates are taking jobs that could easily be performed by qualified Nigerians, especially in low-skill positions.
If other companies, the IOCs, the indigenous producers, they are all complying with our laws, they are all complying with our regulations, Sterling cannot be an exception. Sterling cannot be bigger than Nigeria. Sterling management cannot be bigger than Nigerians. As we have highlighted last week, and we are strongly, we strongly believe in this. We know that that is exactly what is happening. We have said last week that as of today, we have over 10,000 Indians that are working in Sterling. And majority of these people, they are doing middle and low level jobs. These are jobs that Nigerians should do.
Osifo further called on authorities to rise to the occasion, noting that the operation of other expatriates has been within the confine of the laws and regulations guiding the entire process, stating that if nothing is being done, they will shut down the oil company and embark on a national strike.
Because when you move and go, I've challenged them in national television that let's go to Kwale. Let's go to your area of operations and tell us, show us the roll call of people that are working in your operations, people in your control room. Show us. We go there and see those that are manning those operations. They are very easy. But before we get there, maybe to Eastern Obolo, to Uyo, to where they operate, they may want to quickly move away the Indians that bring Nigerians in. But we understand the game. We have worked in few locations. We will sit there for 4 hours. Those plans will shut down. Those plans will shut down. Because we know that the people that may be there are not the people who rightly operate those things. In fact, let them go and interview Nigerians that are working in Sterling. So if we have done all these and nothing is done, we will declare a national strike.
Solidarity forever! PENGATSEN have said they will follow this case to the end of it, as over 10,000 Indians are working in Sterling, while Nigerians are roaming the streets looking for jobs, seeking employment. As it has been clearly stated by the president of PENGATSEN, it has been said that some persons are behind the coming in of Indians to work in Nigeria. But PENGATSEN have taken it upon themselves to do the needful to ensure that these Indians leave while Nigerians will have the opportunity to work in their own country, as it has been done in other climes around the world. Ramsey Enoch reporting for Global.
Vice President Kashim Shettima says the nation's economy is on the path of sustained growth. He made this known when President Bola Tinubu hosted the leadership and members of the House of Representatives to iftar at the new banquet hall of the State House in Abuja. Kikelomo Okiri has the details.
Vice President Kashim Shettima says the government will create a Nigeria where every citizen could thrive. He therefore called on the leadership of the National Assembly to uphold their sacred responsibilities by prioritizing unity and national development over political decisions and partisan interests. Speaking on behalf of the president, he further assures Nigeria that the government's economy policy is yielding results.
I want to commend the Speaker and the leadership of the House for providing stability to the House. There can never be peace without development. There can never be development without peace. The peace in the House is a welcome development. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of Mr. President.
Earlier, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, thanked President Tinubu for the invitation to break fast with him and for always showing respect and concern for the House of Representatives. He assured the President that every member of the House of Representatives is in support of his administration, noting that the policies of the government is for betterment of the people and Nigeria as a country. On behalf of the House, the Speaker donated the sum of 705 million naira, which he says is for a 6-month 50% deduction from their salaries to augment the humanitarian engagement of the President and support vulnerable people in the country.
To show our concern to the entire people of Nigeria that the predicament they were in, we also felt it. And because of that, we took a resolution that from July 2024 to December 2024, we will sacrifice 50% of our basic salaries. So that we will now set that money aside and contribute and donate to you so that you can also use it to look at the targeted areas in Nigeria where we have vulnerable people who are in need of food, shelter, accommodation, clothing, and what have you. We leave it to you to decide on where you want to intervene. But it is a symbolic contribution from the House to show you, as well as show the whole entire nation, that the passage of that particular period was being felt by each and every one of us.
Kikelomo Okiri, Global Television News.
The Benue State government has reiterated its commitment to ensuring the security and welfare of its citizens, particularly those affected by boundary disputes and conflict between herders and farmers in the Kwande region. This was the key message from a high-level security and boundary meeting convened at the instance of the governor of Benue State, Hyacinth Alia. Felicity Ndere has the details.
During the meeting at the Government House Makudi, the Take Kwande engineer Timothy Ahili and the chairman Kwande Local Government, Honorable Vitalis Neji, pointed out that apart from the constant farmers-herders crisis, the issue of illegal mining activities also play a major role in the crisis within the area, and further commended the state government for its proactive steps taken to resolve the conflict while calling for permanent solution to ensure peace returns to the others.
Faced with a lot of attacks at least once a week, killing, burning of houses, and we don't really understand because where we are residing is Benue State.
We know our problems with the Tapu people, and yet we are attacked. And these people that do attack us don't fly. They come on land. We are thinking that yes, if we begin to interact with the Tapu Local Government Council and we sit and talk, it might help given the security situation.
Governor Hyacinth Alia, represented by his deputy Sam Odi, reaffirmed the government's dedication to safeguarding the people of Benue State, stressing that the administration remains unwavering in its responsibility to ensure the safety of its residents. He assures the affected communities that efforts are being intensified to restore peace, allowing displaced persons to return to their ancestral homes and resume their farming and other activities.
We are not resting on our house. We call on stakeholders within the Kwane geographical location. We call on Benue people, wherever they are, to note that this government has not and will never abdicate her responsibility to secure the good people of Benue State. It is our determination to do so, knowing fully well that the primary duty of government is the welfare and the security of the people.
As part of measures to implement the resolution reached during the meeting, the Benue State government says it will set up a communique drafting committee to outline actionable strategies. The committee will forward these strategies to the relevant authorities for implementation. In Makurdi, Felicity Ndere, Global TV News.
You are watching the live broadcast of News Express. When News Express returns, the Nigerian government has signed a strategic memorandum of understanding with China. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of the break. Please stay with us.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
In business, the Nigerian government has signed a strategic memorandum of understanding MOU with China to strengthen technical and vocational education and training TVET in the country. The partnership is to equip Nigerians with hands-on skilled, enhance technical education and improve the implementation of vocational training nationwide. The agreement was signed during an event attended by the Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Alausa, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Nasil Sani Guazal. The Central Bank of Nigeria has approved a financial holding company structure, Greenwich Holding Limited, for Greenwich Merchant Bank Limited. The bank said that the regulatory approval marked a significant step enabling Greenwich Group to consolidate its existing financial service business, expand into new markets, and strengthen its position as a leading player in the financial sector. Upon the commencement of operation, Greenwich Holdings Limited will oversee Greenwich Merchant Bank Limited, Greenwich Asset Management Limited, and Greenwich Security Limited, while driving the expansion of the group across the country, especially in Nigeria. On the foreign scene, Russia have launched air attacks that damage each other's infrastructure hours after blaming Putin, and Russia will stop targeting Ukraine energy sites. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia's targets included hospitals. He said the Russian leader had in effect rejected a comprehensive ceasefire in his call with U.S. President Donald Trump. Putin told Trump a full ceasefire would only work if Ukraine allies stopped giving military assistance, a condition Ukraine's Europe allies have previously rejected. Officials in the southern Russian region of Krasnodar said that a Ukrainian drone attack sparked a small fire at the oil venue in Russia, I beg your pardon. In sport, Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen has been included on Manchester United four-man striker shortlist for the summer transfer window as the Premier League giants look to bolster their attacking options. The Red Devils are expected to delve into the transfer markets to bolster their forward options after seeing Joshua Zirkzee and Ramos Højlund struggle to find their best form this season. And that's the size of the news here on Global TV. As Global News Express comes to an end, let's take a recap of the top stories. On Global TV News Express, President Bola Tinubu has declared a state of emergency in Rivers State following a protracted political crisis in the state. In business, the Nigerian government has signed a strategic memorandum of understanding (MOU) with China to strengthen technical and vocational education and training in the country. On the foreign scene, Vladimir Putin has rejected an immediate and full ceasefire in Ukraine, agreeing only to halt attacks on energy infrastructure following a call with U.S. President Donald Trump. And in sports, the Vice President of the NBBF, Babatunde Ogunade, has shed light on the preparations for the Tigers ahead of the second window of FIBA Afro Basketball 2025 qualifiers. That's it on Global TV News Express. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now showing on the screen using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.